content tutorial series. In this video, I will explain you interrupt in 8051 microcontroller. This is lecture number 11 of microcontroller series. So before I discuss the interrupt in 8051 microcontroller, first we know about what is the general meaning of interrupt. Interrupt is basically anything that breaks the continuity is called interrupt, or we can say that interrupt is nothing but a disturbance. So if we talk about interrupt in microcontroller, the signal which disturb or break the continuity of execution of program in the processor is called interrupt. So we can say that interrupts in 8051 microcontroller are the internal or external events that temporarily suspend the main program executed by the microcontroller and intimate the microcontroller by sending an special signal that is called interrupt signal. This interrupt signal informs the microcontroller that a device or peripheral device needs its service. When microcontroller receive that interrupt signal, the microcontroller interrupt or hold whatever it is doing and serve the device. After that, microcontroller resume the execution of main program. Or we can say that when microcontroller is interrupted, it means when interrupt signal is generated by peripheral device and interrupt signal is given to microcontroller. So the microcontroller is jumped to the memory location where interrupt service routine is written. What is interrupt service routine? The program which is associated with interrupt is called interrupt service routine or interrupt handler. So the microcontroller, when receiving the interrupt signal, it jump into the memory location where the program that is related to interrupt, that is called interrupt service routine, is written. It execute that interrupt service routine, and after that the microcontroller return back to the main program execution. So it is clear what I am saying. Interrupt is basically a disturbance. Now the proper definition of interrupt is interrupts are the event or internal or external events that temporarily suspend the main program and passes the control to the external source and execute their task. It then passes the control to the main program where it had left off. Now, methods of interrupt. As we know, a single microcontroller can serve several devices. These devices connect internally or externally in two ways. First is polling and second is interrupts. So first is polling. What do you mean by polling? In case of polling, the microcontroller continuously monitors the status of all the peripheral devices in round robin fashion. Uh, when the condition is set or meet out, it responds to the device. After that, it move on to monitor the next device until every one device is served. So in this way, the microcontroller can serve all the device one by one. But there are number of drawback in polling method. In polling method is not efficient because microcontroller wastes its lots of time, so the efficiency of the microcontroller get reduces. Next is it is not possible to assign priority since it check all the device in round robin fashion. Third drawback is ignoring a device request is not possible. So these are the drawback of polling method. Polling method is inefficient. Next is interrupt. In case of interrupt, whenever any device, it means any peripheral device, internal or external, need microcontroller services. So that device intimate the microcontroller by sending a special signal that is called interrupt signal. When microcontroller receive that interrupt signal, it interrupt or hold whatever it is doing and first serve the device. After that, microcontroller come back again and resume the execution of main program. So this is called interrupt. The program which is associated with interrupt is called interrupt service routine or interrupt handler. There are number of advantages of interrupt. First advantage is Microcontroller can serve many devices. Each device can get service based on their priority assigned to it. If we have multiple devices and every device generate the interrupt, so microcontrollers serve the device on their priority basis. Third is microcontroller can ignore a device request by using masking. So these are the advantages of interrupt. Next, what is interrupt service routine? The program which associate with interrupt, that is called interrupt service routine, or also called interrupt handler. Or we can say that interrupt service routine is a set of instruction when executed providing the service to interrupted device. For every interrupt, there is a fixed location in memory that hold the address of the interrupt service routine, and the group of that memory location that hold the address of the interrupt service routine is called interrupt vector table. Now, here with the help of diagram, I explain whole process, how interrupt is generated, how microcontrollers serve the device, all process with the help of diagram. Now let's start the explanation. This is microcontroller and this is peripheral device. When peripheral device want the service of microcontroller, the peripheral device generates some interrupt signal. These interrupt signal is given to the microcontroller. When microcontroller receive that interrupt signal, and suppose that time microcontroller is busy in execution of the main program and execution of some main specific instruction, so first microcontroller complete that instruction and push the content of program counter and PSW into the stack area. What is program counter and what is the function of PSW? PSW is basically a program status word register that contain the status of the main program executed by the microcontroller, or we can say that PSW register contain the status bit that reflect the current CPU state. So the instruction executed by the microcontroller whose status written in the program status word that contain content push into the stack register, and program counter hold the address of the memory location from where next instruction is to be written. So both are pushed into the stack. Now after the execution of the instruction, the microcontroller jump where the interrupt service routine is written. That location is called interrupt vector table. Now all the instruction in this interrupt service routine is executed one by one, and in the last we have a return instruction is there. So when the return instruction is executed, microcontroller return back to the memory location where main program is stored, and then a microcontroller pop, it means retrieve the next address of the next instruction from the stack which is to be executed by the microcontroller, and it will resume the execution of remaining instruction of the main program. So in this way microcontrollers serve the interrupt. So this is the whole explanation of the diagram, how interrupt can serve. Now, steps taken by microcontroller when an interrupt signal is given to it. When my peripheral device generate an interrupt signal and interrupt signal is given to microcontroller, microcontroller complete the execution of current instruction. Now, second is PSW is pushed into the stack. PSW is basically a program status word register that store or contain the status of all the flag like carry flag, overflow flag, parity flag, etc. Or we can say that PSW flag register contain the status bit that reflect the current CPU state. Next, third is PC content is also pushed into the stack. PC means program counter content is also pushed into the stack. Program counter is basically a 16-bit register. It holds the address of the memory location where next instruction is to be written or next instruction to be fetched. So when microcontroller return back to the main program, it know the memory location from where it has to resume execution. Fourth is interrupt flag is reset. In microcontroller, we have interrupt flag which tell about the status of the interrupt. So that interrupt flag is reset. Next or last is program counter is loaded with interrupt service routine addresses. Because now the microcontroller it have to jump to the memory location where interrupt service routine is written. So program counter that time is loaded with the address of service routine, so that microcontroller go to the memory location and start the execution of the service routine written in the interrupt vector table. So this is the step by step process how microcontroller serve the peripheral device when interrupt is generated. Next is the classification of interrupt. There are basically three type of interrupts in 8051 microcontroller. These are: first is external and internal interrupts, second is maskable and non-maskable interrupts, and the third is vectored and non-vectored interrupt. So one by one I will explain both the type of interrupt. First is external and internal interrupt. External interrupt are those interrupts which are generated by, these interrupts are basically generated by the external peripheral device. They are going to give the interrupt request at the external pin of 8051 microcontroller. In 8051 there are two external interrupt, that is external interrupt 0 and external interrupt 1. Next is internal interrupts. What is internal interrupt? Internal interrupt are basically generated by internal peripheral device like timer, counter, serial input output ports. So those internal peripheral device sending some interrupt request, then those interrupt signal is called internal interrupt. So there are three type of internal interrupt: one serial interrupt and two timer interrupt, that is timer 0 interrupt or timer 1 interrupt. Next is maskable and non-maskable interrupt. Let us assume if microcontroller getting two or three interrupt requests at the same time. So at that time, which interrupt request will be executed first and which will be executed second, and which will be masked or disabled, or which will be first acknowledged. So we have, on the basis of that, we have two type of interrupt, that is maskable and not maskable. So first is maskable interrupt. In case of maskable interrupts are those interrupts which can be disabled by microcontroller using some instruction or some program or using some command. So that interrupt which is disabled, that is called maskable interrupt. Next is non-maskable interrupt. Non-maskable interrupt are those which cannot be disabled by the microcontroller by any program or any instruction. Those interrupts are called non-maskable interrupts. Third is vectored or non-vectored interrupt. This type of interrupt is based on the address of interrupt service routine. If the address of the interrupt service routine is fixed, for that type of interrupt is called vectored interrupt. Or if the address of the service routine is provided by any peripheral device, so that type of interrupt having no fixed address, that is called non-vectored interrupt. What do you mean by vector address? The starting address of service routine is called vector address. So we can say that in case of vectored interrupt, the starting address of interrupt service routine is fixed. For non-vector interrupt, this type of interrupt is generated by any peripheral device and the address of interrupt service routine is not fixed. This is called vectored or non-vector interrupt. Vector address is the starting address of the service routine. Now we study type of interrupts in 8051 microcontroller. So in 8051 microcontroller, we have 5 interrupts. Some of these interrupts are the internal interrupts or some of these interrupts are external interrupts. So there are 5 interrupts, that is timer 0 overflow interrupt, TF0 interrupt, timer 1 overflow interrupt, that is TF1 interrupt, external hardware interrupt, that is INT0 interrupt, external hardware interrupt 1, that is INT1 interrupt, serial communication interrupt, that is RI and TI interrupt. So out of these 5 interrupts, there are 2 external interrupts, that is external hardware interrupt 0 and external hardware interrupt 1. These two are external interrupts, and these three, that is TF0, TF1 and serial communication interrupt, RI and TI interrupt, these three are the internal interrupt. As I have already told, internal interrupt is generated by internal peripherals like timer, counter, serial ports. So these timer 0, timer 1 and serial communication interrupt are internal interrupt generated by internal device. And external interrupt, these interrupt are generated by external peripheral device, are called external hardware interrupt 0 and external hardware interrupt 1. So all the 5 interrupts are maskable and vectored interrupt, and all the 5 interrupts are maskable and vectored interrupt. Here maskable means these interrupts are disabled by any program or any instruction, and vectored means the vector address of these instruction is predefined or fixed. So the vector address of these interrupts are here interrupt source and their vector address. Interrupt source means the peripheral device that generates the interrupt signal, that is called interrupt source. It means the peripheral device who generates the interrupt signal. Or what is vector address? The starting address of interrupt service routine. So these are the interrupt source. First is external interrupt 0. Its address is 0003H and the priority of this is 1. Next is timer 0 interrupt. 000BH is the vector address, in priority is 2. Next is external interrupt 1, that is INT1. Vector address is 0013H, priority 3. Timer 1 interrupt 001BH, priority 4. Next is serial interrupt. Vector address 0023H and in priority is 5. So vector address is the starting address of interrupt service routine, and interrupt source is the device that generates that interrupt, and interrupt priority is the priority. On the basis of that priority, microcontroller can serve the interrupt. Next is interrupt register of 8051 microcontroller. So there are basically 2 interrupt register in 8051 microcontroller. These are IE register and IP register. IE register is interrupt enable register and IP register is interrupt priority register. Both the register are 8-bit register. So all the 8-bit of each register defines some function. So first is interrupt enable register. This register is basically used to enabling or disabling the interrupt. And second register is IP register. This register is basically used to decide the priority among all the interrupt. So according to that priority, microcontroller can serve the device. Now first is IE register, that is called interrupt enable register. This register is basically used to enable or disable all the interrupts. As I have already told, this is 8-bit register. So here we see in the diagram, it is starting from D0 to D7. Here the 8-bit. So all the 8-bit of each register define some function. So let's start from the most significant bit, that is D7 bit of IE register, that is allotted for EA pin. This is used for enabling or disabling all the interrupts. And these 5 bits, that is starting from D0 to D4, this bit are used for 5 individual interrupt of 8051 microcontroller. So this register is basically used to enable or disable the interrupt or mask or unmask the interrupt. If any of the bit of this register is 1, it means that the particular interrupt will be enabled. And if any of this bit is 0, it means, and if any of the bit of this register is 0, it means that particular interrupt will be disabled. 1 means enable or 0 means disable. So the D7 bit define. So first I explain the IE interrupt register of 80. So first I explain the IE register, that is interrupt enable register of 8051 microcontroller. This register is basically responsible for enabling and disabling the interrupt and mask or unmask the interrupt. It is a 8-bit register starting from D0 to D7. Here we see all the 8 bits of this register defines some function. The most significant bit of this register is EA bit. This bit is used for enabling and disabling of all the interrupts. And this 5 bit, that is D0 to D4, is used for 5 individual interrupt of 8051 microcontroller. If any of the bit of this register is 1, it means that particular interrupt will be enabled. Or if any of this bit of this register is 0, it means that particular interrupt will be disabled. 1 means enable or 0 means disable. So first is the function of EA pin, D7 pin. This pin is used for disable all the interrupts. If this pin is 0 or this bit is reset, all the interrupt will be disabled, means no interrupt will be acknowledged by microcontroller. And if EA pin is 1 or set, the interrupt is enabled or disabled by individual bit, means then the enabling and disabling of individual interrupt depend upon the status of these 5 bits. Next is D6 or D5 bit. D6 or D5 also known as IE6 or IE5 bit. These two bits are not implemented, reserved for future use. Next is D4 bit. D4 bit is basically used for enabling or disabling the serial port interrupt. If this bit is 1, it is used to enable the serial port. If this bit is 0, this is used to disable the serial port interrupt. Next is D3 bit. D3 is also known as IE3 bit. This is for ET1. ET1 is used for enabling or disabling the timer 1 overflow interrupt. It means if this bit is set or 1, enable the timer 1 interrupt. If this bit is 0, disable the timer 1 interrupt. Next is D2 bit. EX1. This is used for external interrupt 1. If this bit is set, it means 1. Enable the external interrupt. If this bit is 0, disable the external interrupt 1. Next is D1. D1 is allotted for ET0. ET0 is used for enabling or disabling the timer 0 overflow interrupt. If this bit is set, it means 1, enable timer 0 overflow interrupt, and if this bit is 0, disable the timer 0 overflow interrupt. Next or last is EX0. EX0 is used for enabling or disabling the external interrupt 0. If this bit is set, it means 1, external interrupt 0 is enabled, or if this bit is reset or 0, disable the external interrupt 0. So this is the IE register of 8051 microcontroller. Next is the IP register of 8051 microcontroller. IP stands for interrupt priority register. This is also an 8-bit register. This register is used to setting the priority of all the 5 interrupts. So here we see in the structure of IP interrupt priority register. This is the least significant bit IP0 and this is the most significant bit IP7. This is an 8-bit register. This is the direct address of the IP register in special function register area of 8051 microcontroller, that is B8H, and these are the bit address. Now I started from the most significant bit of IP register, that is interrupt priority register. So IP7 and IP6, these two are not defined. This is reserved for future use. Next is the IP5 bit of IP register, that is PT2. This pin is not defined in 8051 microcontroller. It is defined in 8052 microcontroller. So here in 8051 microcontroller, this pin is not defined. Next is IP4 bit. This bit is used to decide the priority of the serial interrupt. Next bit is IP3 bit. This is used to decide the priority of the timer 1 interrupt. Next, IP2 bit is used to define the priority of the external interrupt 1. Next, IP1 bit is used to define the priority of the timer 0 interrupt. And the least significant bit, that is IP0, is used to decide the priority of the external interrupt 0. So these are the 8 bit of IP register. But if any of these bit is 0, means that corresponding interrupt having low priority. And if any of these bit having 1, means corresponding interrupt having higher priority. Suppose all the 4 bit IP4, IP3, IP2 and IP0 are 0 and IP1, that is PT0 bit, is 1. So PT0 bit having highest priority. So all other 4 interrupt having lower priority. So this is the IP register of 8051 microcontroller interrupt. So both IE and IP register are the special function register of 8051 microcontroller, which is used to deal with interrupt in 8051 microcontroller. So hope you like the video. For more interesting video, keep watching my video and share my video with your friends.